Good morning. Happy Friday. I'm the Moon Mama. How are y'all doing today? Well, today is a Venus day, and Venus is my favorite. Well, it's one of my favorite planets. They're all one of my favorites in some way. But today is a Venus day, and so today's a day that I ask for donations. And if you benefit from the work that I do here, if it benefits you, I am going to ask you to either tell me how you benefit from it. You can share it here in the comments, or you can give me a donation. You can do that at Cash App, which is $ Monique Ruffin, or at Venmo, which is Venmo, the @ Monique Ruffin, Ruffin. And what this does is it just creates a reciprocity, right? And what you give, you get back. And so this, for me, this work that I do is my giving to humanity. It is my giving to my community. You know, my deepest intention here is because I'm in this body, I'm in a black woman's body at this time. My deepest intention is to really be of service to those of us who are descendants of those who were captives here in this country. And because we are internalizing so much power in our trauma that the whole country runs on the energy of our suppressed power, whether we know it or not, whether we consider it or not, or think about it or not. But that's what's really happening. And so my belief is that if we can harness the power ourselves by healing our trauma, by healing our minds that are deeply rooted in this Western patriarchal system of capitalism, right? You have to understand that when we first got here, we were the capital, we were the property. So it's like we have the power to generate reality. That's why we were the ones brought here to do this. And the question is, can we harness our own power and stop having it be harnessed by this system? And the way to do that is to change your mind, change the way you relate to the system, right? So this is why I don't practice Christianity anymore, because that was a part of the system of oppression in this country. This is why I am doing my work around how I relate to money and how I relate to, my need for money. If you ever want to understand this whole money thing, go check out the movie. People don't like it, but 13 Years a Slave, I think it is. Is it 12 Years a Slave? 12 Years a Slave, right? Go check out 12 Years a Slave. At the very beginning of the film, like with the first 15 minutes, you see the man who gets captured and his wife, they are free black people. And they're in New York and they're shopping like white people, like I'll have this fabric and I'll have this and they literally, the reason he gets captured is because he is seduced by money. They were like, we want you to come play the fiddle and we're going to pay you $5.35 a day. And his wife is like, that's good money. And the thing to understand, for me, what I'm understanding as a person with melanin, we are tapped into the invisible. We're tapped into the unseen forces of the universe. Money is an agreed upon construct that the whole world, uses to move energy. But as black people with melanin, we can move energy with our thoughts. We can move energy with our internal power. We can see things in our mind and call it to us, but we got to really clear out our mind so that we're not creating more trauma. So this is why I'm here doing this work, to really help those of us who are melanated bodies understand how this system has trapped our power so that we can get free from it and use our power in the way that works for us, for our communities, for our families, for our own health and all of that. But we've got to recondition ourselves and extract ourselves from a system that is oppressive. So this is what I'm here for. If this benefits you, I would love for you to tell me how it benefits you, or to donate, or anything. Like, people do whatever they want to do, but it creates a connection that allows you to benefit from the work. whatever you give, your gratitude, all of that. Gratitude allows things to come in. So that's why I'm saying that. So today, the moon, Venus is at 27 degrees of Pisces. Venus in Pisces is an energy of dreaminess, of fantasy, of love, of compassion, and it's inclusive of all things. It's boundless love. It's love that has no limits, right? And it's unconditional love, and so at the 27th degree is peace, right? So it's literally, can you have peace? Can you practice peace with, within your heart? Can you practice peace and acceptance of yourself and others? Can you give yourself the opportunity to allow people to be as they are and trust that that will unfold and become more? One of the things that I'm beginning to experience in my own life is, my relationship with the masculine is, meaning the men in my life, is a reflection of my relationship with my masculine energy within myself, which is imprinted from my father. So the men in my life, because of my imprint from my father, who at the time in my life was destructive and violent and angry, the men in my life would show up with that kind of frequency because that's the frequency that I emit through my masculine energy. I admit it. I send it out. And now, as I'm doing the work with unconditional love and acceptance, I'm transmuting my own frequency, my own masculine frequency. So I'm being compassionate with myself. I'm being loving with myself. And what I'm seeing is that the men in my life are becoming more loving, more unconditionally accepting, more verbal in their own transformations, and more willing to follow the feminine lead, because that is the natural order of things, that the feminine leads. I'm not saying that women lead, I'm saying that the feminine leads. And so if, we all have feminine and masculine. So if we are and for me in a woman's body, if I lead with my feminine energy, then my masculine energy will follow suit. So if I take leadership in my life, in the physical world life, then the masculine in my life will also follow me. So it's a dance, right? And so Venus in Pisces is this deep acceptance, right? No judgment, deep love. And in that, it dissolves and becomes compassion. The destruction, the pain, the trauma begins to dissolve through deep acceptance, deep self-acceptance, deep love, deep unconditional abiding forgiveness, right? And it's not about anybody else, but it's about ourselves. And the moon today is in Gemini, and the moon in Gemini is conjunct Mars. And here's what I want to say. This equinox, the spring equinox, is here. Our reality, a whole new cycle is starting. So whatever it is we've been thinking about, Gemini is speaking things into existence, thinking things into existence. The moon in Gemini conjunct Mars means that it's whatever you're thinking, whatever you're focused on is coming into reality, because your thoughts are creating them. Our thoughts are powerfully creative. We already know this, but it's important to understand that what you think about, what you focus on most, is coming into this 3D reality, into the earth plane. So today, with the moon in Gemini conjunct Mars, I encourage you to write down your desires, write down your dreams. If you haven't been writing them down, write it down, know it for yourself. Speak to other people, be in the experience of what it feels like to have what it is you desire, be in the experience of what it feels like to be fully in your power, in your freedom, in your capacity to love yourself and be true to yourself and love yourself. One of the things I'm beginning, first of all, it's hot. One of the things I'm beginning to realize is that, I love myself. I love myself. I deeply appreciate myself. I'm an amazing person. I love who I am. I love how I relate to people. I love how I do the work to heal myself. I love the environment. I love nature. I'm just in love with life and I'm in love with myself. And that is changing my life. And I encourage us all to just fall in love with yourself, fall in love with who you are, because that is the activating force of everything. And if you don't want anything, really, like, the best thing to want is your connection to yourself. The best thing to have, desire, is your connection to your higher self. So make that your priority. And so, yeah, that's really it. With, today, Venus at the 27th degree of Pisces, peace with what is. And the moon at the 8th degree of Gemini, goodness is sure to come when you are in a peaceful state. And what is peace for you? How do you access peace? Is it available to you? I know yesterday I had an experience with a friend of mine who got angry with me, who got angry because of something that I did, and responded to a text message in a really snippy way. And I just read the text and was like, okay. I made nothing of it. I just was like, I get it. I get why. I didn't make it mean anything about me or them. And in the past I would have. And then what happened was they called me and they were like, I apologize. You didn't deserve that. You didn't need that. That wasn't necessary for me to respond that way. And that is because I have peace with myself. So I didn't send out a frequency to put them at odds with me any further. I sent out a frequency of love and acceptance. And so what came back to me was love and acceptance. So I encourage you to do the work to really see what peace feels like for you. And there might be layers there, but just make peace with whatever is, and then it will dissolve. Okay, I'm the Mother Mama. Have a beautiful day. Peace and blessings. Bye-bye.